next talk. Today is accounting day, so of course we have a talk prepared for accounting firms. My name is Laurent, and this is my colleague Loïc, that you may remember from a previous talk. So we have a lot to talk about today, so let's get started immediately. So this is the QR code for your questions. You can write them in the pad as we talk, or we will show it again at the end. Right, so the cornerstone of our presentation lies with the fact that the role of the accountants has changed recently from being a bookkeeper to actually becoming a trusted business advisor. This comes, of course, with a lot of challenges for the accounting firms, including the quality of services. Of course, there's a lot of deadlines, there's a lot of new regulations that you have to keep in mind, so it can be quite stressful. Another challenge is, of course, the talents that you have in your company. It's hard to find some good people and retain them in your company. And we have heard sometimes of some accounting firms who were refusing new clients because they just didn't have the capacity to take on new clients. And also, your clients have higher expectations. They really want from their accountants to benefit from their expertise for advice. So how can Odoo help with this? Well, the cornerstone of everything in Odoo is a collaboration. Okay, so our vision is that it will be very beneficial for the accountant and their clients to work in the same environment, just to reduce the amount of double work, which will lead to a massive gain of time for the accountant, so they can really focus on advice based on their expertise, which is what their clients actually want. And also, a very important concept in Odoo is the communication. Odoo is a great tool for communication, internal or external. So this will be shown later in the demo. Another important topic in this is our real-time accounting. So how can Odoo help you with real-time accounting? Well, we have seen today in the other talks about artificial intelligence and the OCR that will help you reduce the amount of manual input that you have to do. We will also have the new PEPL access point that you have heard about today, which will be the next step and will also reduce the amount of work that you need to do and automate some of the processes. And last but not least, our bank online synchronizations that will make sure that all the transactions arrive automatically in your accounting. So all of this together will be a massive help for accounting firms. Right, but let's see actually how this works in practice. So for this talk, we have prepared a small demo where I will be playing the role of a client, and Loïc will be my accountant. Okay, so I'm going to go in my database. I'm in my company working on my Odoo, and I've recently purchased some items for my company, and I want to send the invoices to my accountant so that they can book them immediately in my accounting. So I'm going to open my documents application, which is an app that I love. This is the app that I use to centralize all of my documents in a digital format. I have here all my workspaces that I have customized myself. You can see that I have different tags for each workspace. And in my finance and accounting workspace, I can filter on these tags to see only the documents that I want. I'm going to upload the invoices that I have scanned before, so I can see it is a document with several pages. I can open it to see what it looks like. So I put everything in the scanner and send it to Odoo, so I can split it right here from Odoo, and I can have an overview of what's in it. Okay, so this page, for instance, is general terms and condition. I don't really need this one in my accounting, so I'm not going to select it. And I can split the pages as I need. So what I'm going to do, because I'm not an accountant, I am going to notify Loïc that I'm sending some documents his way so that he can actually treat them. Okay, and I'm just going to delete this one document because I don't need it. Okay, oops, sorry, I went too fast here. Delete. Yes, okay. So here I am. I have now 4 invoices that I have split. So now I'm going to notify my accountant by just sending a new message to him, because the idea is that we work in the same environment so we can actually communicate. There are 4 invoices for you to book. Thanks. Right, and now I'm going to leave it over to Loic for the rest.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Laurent. And before diving into Laurent's file, we will see here the accounting dashboard. So this is a dashboard that was created specifically for accounting firms, where you will have a list of all your clients that you can easily see, and you here have different activities. So you can, for example, also filter on those activities. So I click on Inbox, and here I can directly see from my Odoo client that I have 4 new documents. So those are the documents that Laurent just uploaded in his database. So I can now see, and I will start working with this client. Also important, we are working with templates. Why? Because we will be able in this template file to do all the configurations that we want. So we will be able, for example, to update the chart of account, tax code, and so on, because you want to add extra accounts, for example. You don't want to do that for every new client that you are dealing. So you create this template, you select it, you duplicate, you rename it after the name of the new client, and you are ready to start. This is also a great tool, the dashboard, to also invite and remove users. For example, you have a new colleague, select all your database, you invite this person to all the files, and you can access all of them directly. Same if someone leaves the company. Now, I will go into the database of Laurent, and as you can see here, I have a chat. Okay, there are 4 new invoices for you to book. So I will go to the same document application, and here I will go into the finance and accounting workspace, select the tag new, and I see here 4 new documents. I will select all of them. So you see I have 3 PDF invoice and 1 electronic invoice. I will here create vendor bills, and I will then be creating 4 new invoices in the accounting app. So I will now go to the accounting. You see I have here different boxes. Each box is in fact a specific journal, and I will first focus on the vendor bills and the 4 bills to validate. So I will go on the first one. I will quickly refresh, and you will see, okay, now it's done for all my invoices. I go on the first one, for example, this one, and again, this one, you will see that you here find all the information. So I will not go too much into details about that, because I guess you heard it quite a lot of times today, but you need to see that all the information was pre-filled, and if my vendor is a new one, it will be created automatically by Odoo. And you can change every information here, you confirm it, it will learn from it, and the next time you will have the correct information. You see also, I have here, could do a specific account and specific tax code. This is linked to the AI that, based on the label and the vendor, will give me the right information. Now, I confirm this one. It's okay for me. Okay, confirm. You see directly my asset has been generated. And when I click on it, I can see here all the information. And you see as well that all the deferred entries, depreciation entries, sorry, are already booked. And all the one in the future will be posted automatically on the right date. So now, let's go back to our invoices, and we will go to the next one. Okay, this one is quite interesting, because we changed a bit the way to record deferred entries, because we received a lot of feedbacks, and it's now more easy to record all of them. So instead of booking it on your balance account, you select directly the expense account, and here you will then be able to add a start and end day. And just by filling these 2 dates, all the entries will be generated. So I see here on my invoice, I will maybe zoom a little bit for you. You can see it's 1/2/23 until January 24. So I will put here 1/2/23, 23 until 1/2/24. Okay, once it's done, I confirm, and directly when I do that, I will here have a smart button with the deferred entries. When I click on it, you can see all my deferred entries. And it's exactly the same way as my assets. All the ones in the past are already posted, all the ones in the future are in draft and will be posted automatically by Odoo on the right date. And now if we go to the next one, here Also, you can see that this is my electronic invoice. You can see it here. So everything was directly filled in, no need of OCR. And here you see that this might be a duplicate. So this is based on the vendor, bill reference, amount and date. And what's really nice is that you have the link to the invoice. So you click on it, you see this one is already posted and paid. So I can see, okay, it's clearly exactly the same. So I go to the first one, select, and delete. And I will now go to the last one I have. And here you see again, I have a specific account. It's for Odoo Experience. And you can see here on the right, it's for an event in November 23, but the invoice was recorded in April 23. So I will be able to confirm this one, but I want to change my expense because those expenses are not really linked to April, but more to November. So in my journal items here, I have a cutoff. And with this button, I can simply say, okay, I will, on November 23, on my deferred charges account, here I can choose my journal, I will have two entries that will be recorded by Odoo. The first one to put the expenses on this account on the date of November, and in April, the reverse of this entry. And I will create my journal entries. Now, everything is fine with my vendor bills, everything has been recorded, but here I see that I have 3 invoices to validate in the customer side, so I will again ask Laurent, up, so customer, can you please validate customer invoices? Up, and now I will leave you with Laurent to follow this.
Yeah, so let's dive back to my own Odoo. So here I am minding my own business, and I see as I'm working that I receive a message from my accountant. So that's great because at least I know he's working on my file because I give him a lot of money. So for once I know he's working. Right, so indeed, I use Odoo as well for my own invoicing. So that's pretty cool. So that way I save also money by not having my accountant booking it a second time in his own platform. So if I click here, I have 3 invoices to validate. I was too busy yesterday to do it, so I'm just going to select all my invoices at one and then post them automatically together like this. Obviously now I don't have them because they are no longer in draft, but they are my 3 invoices here. All right, so I can see here the PayPal status of my invoices ready to be sent because my 3 clients are actually using PayPal too, so I can just click on send and print, choose the option that I want. I don't want to email them anymore. I'm just going to use PayPal. And I can see here the format that's going to be used. Right, so I'm going to click on send and print, and I will see here the status of my invoices when they are received by my clients. All right, so now that I'm here working on my accounting, I know that my accountant has booked my vendor bills. So what I'm going to do while I'm here, I'm just going to go to my age payable, and I'm going to see all the invoices that I still have to pay. So you can see I have a bit of invoices to pay here. I have almost 30,000 euros that I need to pay. So I have here a view of all the bills that I need to pay. I'm just going to filter on the ones that are overdue because that way I'm only paying what I have to do. And I can select everything, register a payment, choose a payment method, in this case a SEPA credit transfer, create my payment. Odoo will give me this overview of everything. I can select everything at once and create a batch payment. This way, when I validate, Odoo gives me an XML file that I can easily download and send it to the bank for payment. So again, I benefit from my accountant's work to do this very quickly. And last but not least, while I'm here, I see here on my bank journal that my connection with the bank is going to fall out on Friday. All right, so I can reconnect it from here. But actually, I can also use the email from my configuration in my settings here to send an email to me, actually, so that I don't even need to connect to Odoo to renew the subscription. Okay, so that's a very big new feature that we have in Odoo 17 that I think is going to be very appreciated by accounting firms so that your clients don't really need access to the accounting anymore. All right, with that being said, that I'm going to just leave it to Loic for the next part, now that I've done my work.
Okay, nice. So now I will be able to check everything and I can also go forward. So I see here on the bank, I still have three items to reconcile. So the first one I see here, I have an amount for fuel. I have that quite often. So I will here just click on the fuel button. I have now the right account, but I can also now in the manual operations link it to a specific car. And I see it's for this one, so I link it and I validate. Now I have bank fees, and here, thanks to our great reconciliation models, I have made the link directly that all my bank fees should be recorded on this specific account. So I can now just validate this. I don't need to manually do anything. Here I have a payment for a Fnac invoice, and I see here that I have two invoices. So I don't know which one it is. I don't have a lot of information. Payment invoice, I'm not sure which one it is. So I don't want to do something wrong. I will just go to the Discuss tab, and here I will leave a message for Laurent. Can you give me more details, please? And I will log a note. What will happen now? Laurent will receive an email with a link. He just needs to click on the link and it will be directly on the payment itself. And so he can give me more details. He can even add some attachment files to give me more details. And in the meantime, I don't want to have this transaction again and again when I'm doing the reconciliation of my bank. So I will just mark this transaction, as to check, and it will disappear from the view. Now that I've reconciled everything, I can remove this filter, and you see here all the transaction, and we can now also create the statement. So I have here some transaction from my month October. So I will create a new bank statement for this month. I will save it, and once it is done, I can also print it. I print it, and now we'll see that on every transaction I have, so I will discard this one, on every transaction from this bank statement in the chatter, I have here my bank statement that I can see easily, where I also see my start and ending balance. So let's go back to our dashboard, and now everything is done, so I can move forward and check if everything is well recorded. If I go to the reporting tab, I will see again my journal reports, and here, as we are working in the same database, Laurent created all his customer invoices, but he's not an accountant, so he doesn't know always on which account everything should be recorded. So I can just select this one, for example, and I see everything is on this specific account. I want to change it. I select all of them, and I just here say, okay, it's this account instead. I click, and you see that in one click, I change it for all my invoices. So I don't need to go in each one of them, send it to draft. I really can do this very easily. And in the chatter of my invoice, you see that I made this modification just right now. So you always have the information of who did what. And my invoice, of course, stayed paid and is always linked to the payment, not when you reset it to draft. I made here the modification on the account, but you can also do it on the label, tax grid, analytic distribution if you are using one. So this can be very, very useful for the accountant, but for the client as well. Now we will go to another journal report. Here I have the vendor bills. On the bottom, also very nice, you have here a summary of all the tax codes and tax grid that are used in this specific period. You can, of course, audit them. But if we go here a little bit, I will go to my journal items, and I can also see that we can here easily search on, for example, 2022. And we see here that I have some fees that are linked to 22, but recorded in 2023. I can make the cutoff, as I did earlier, on every invoice, but I can also select multiple expenses and create one adjustment for all these transactions. So here I will put 31st December 22, and I will put here my accounts invoice to be received, change my journal, and you see that all those expenses will be accrued at December 22 in one single entry. and I create my journal. Now that everything is changed and everything seems okay, I will also see if I have some things to reconcile. Because I don't want to reconcile everything, so I just go to the auto reconcile feature and I see, for example, this specific account. I have a lot of transactions, but none of them are matched. I don't want to go one by one and reconcile them. I just do auto reconcile. Here I can check to opposite my balances one by one. I just launch, and directly you can see I can also add here my matching number, and you can see that they are all reconciled together. So this is very, very powerful, and it's very easy to use. Then, when all of this is done, of course, you can now go to the reportings. And the first one we'll see is our balance sheet. Nothing very specific, but what's really nice is that you can just scroll down, you go to the profit and loss. In there, if you want more information on a specific account, you go to the general ledger, and if it's not enough, in the general ledger, you click on it, you do view journal entry, and you are directly in the invoice where you can see all the information. Now, we are also using more and more different kind of reports, and we also have the export package that we can create, because I need this kind of reports every month. For example, I need to send them to Laurent, so I don't want to go on different reports, export them in PDF and send everything to Laurent. So I create this specific management report where I have my balance sheet, P&L, trial balance, general ledger, and I can easily save this one in PDF, for example, and I put it in the working file, let's say for year 23, I export. And when I do that, I will save this document in our document application. And you see when I click on it, you have here the balance sheet. If I scroll a bit, I have the P&L, and so on and so on. So everything is in the same file and easy to share. Now, let's go back to the reporting, and we are also providing more and more personalized report, and therefore, for example, we go to the analytic reporting by month, and here I can choose, for example, by offices and then by department, and I can have this information for all my offices, and I can insert this one in a spreadsheet. When I confirm it, you received an Odoo spreadsheet where you can add additional information, and this one will always be saved in the document application and updated in real time with the figures of the accounting. Now, a last thing that I will show you is our specific dashboard application, where we standard have some information and reports, KPIs, about, for example, accounting, invoicing, benchmark, but we can also add specific and personalized reports in this dashboard application. As you can see here, I created a budget report specifically for Laurent, where you have all the figures of the accounting compared to the budget that Laurent put in this file. So that was it, in fact, for the presentation. So I will let Laurent give you a small recap of everything we saw today.
Thank you, Loic. So indeed, let's have a small recap. So you've understood the idea is that by working together in the same environment that we're going to be so much more efficient, right? And then we're going to achieve real-time accounting thanks to all the things that we have seen. Collaboration is obviously key in this way of working, and that gives more time to Loic to actually focus on advice and then providing me with the reports and specific things that I wanted. That being said, our focus this year at Odoo was to onboard a lot of accountants, because obviously you have seen Odoo as an accounting system, as all the features that you might dream of, but it's actually much more. It's an actual integrated ERP system, so there's a lot of other stuff that you can benefit from. And it's not always easy for accountants to use that, so we have done a lot of trainings during the year, and actually over our 3 offices in Antwerp, Luxembourg and Louvain-la-Neuve, we've actually trained so far more than 1,000 accountants, okay? And we're going to do more, because next year we're actually going to keep on giving those trainings, but we're actually also going abroad, so we're going to Switzerland, the Netherlands, the UK, and France as well. So you can find all these events on our website under the events page, and you can register there online. Speaking about websites, you can also register on our website as an Odoo accountant to be able to get in touch with our clients. and be part of our Odoo community, which will give you also our monthly newsletter with the new functionalities and some sneak previews. Dedicated support for accountants by accountants, so if you have functional questions, they will be answered by our team. And also, very important, free access for accountants. That means that now your clients won't have to pay for an extra user for their accountant to come and work in their Odoo database. Right, thank you. That was it for us, just on time. So thank you for your attention. Hey, Pete.
Hello, hello.
It's going to be very short, I think.
Yes. I can ask two small questions.
Go ahead.
The first one is, if I am using Pipol access point already somewhere else, can I easily switch to Odoo?
Yes, there is the opportunity to put your migration key right in the settings, so you will get all your data into Odoo, because you can only have one single access point.
Cool. And another, the last question then is, the bank online synchronization is not easy to set up for our clients as an accounting firm. The client needs access to accounting. Are there any plans on changing this, making it easier to use?
Right, but actually we have changed it, because this was a feedback that we received a lot. So indeed now with the email that you can set up on the bank journal, the person can get an email and then right there from their inbox renew the synchronization for another 6 months.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Pete.